Hello there, human resource management people. Welcome to week 2 of the semester. If you're into math, we are a little bit between an eighth and a ninth of the way done, so 11 or 12% by the end of this week. That's making good progress after only 1 week. This video, like all the rest of our weekly reminders, is intended to do two things. Number one, give you a last chance opportunity to finish up anything that should have been done last week, and to get you a little bit of a strategy in mind for the upcoming week. As we are moving into week number 2, you need to make sure that you have done the introductory discussion and the check-in quiz if you haven't already done that. My notes is the time I record this is only one person who hasn't done that, so most of you can ignore that. You also want to make sure that during the day today, assuming you're watching this on Sunday, that you have read all of the discussion posts out there related to the development of HR. Remember from watching the discussions introductory video that I produced that you don't want to be posting anything at all today. Nothing that you post today will count, in the grading. Sunday is designed, as we would say, to be a day of rest. You don't have to work on the discussion post from last week, but you do need to be reading that, because how many posts you read is a big part of your grade. And if you've watched that discussions video, you know what you need to do to make sure that they show up on my end as having been read. So to wrap up last week, make sure that you've done the introductory quiz or the introductory discussion and the check-in quiz, and make sure that you have read all of what is still out there from discussion number 1. This week we're introducing a new topic, and I'm leading that as well. So you'll want to go to the discussion board, find topic number 2 on strategy. Take a look at my overview thoughts. Go read the articles that I've linked there and think about the discussion question or questions. And over the next day or two, make your initial post. After you've made that initial post, you'll want to check in regularly and read what people are writing. When I typically log in the morning and catch up on anything that's happened since about noon the day before. Sometimes I log in at night, but I find that if I wait more than about 12 hours, I can log in and see 50 posts, and that's a little bit overwhelming. So I'm going to encourage you to log in a couple of times a day perhaps, and be reading a little bit at a time, so you don't have to read 200 posts at the end of the week. So strategy, think about how HR fulfills a strategic role within the organization. I can see where there can be some overlap in the discussion from this week as it compares to last week, because some of the development of HR is that of taking on a strategic role. But we'll see if we can't keep the discussion really focused on strategy. You might also want to look through the upcoming topics, either in your syllabus or looking through the discussion board there. We want to try to make sure each week that we focus really specifically on the topic at hand, and we don't peel off a little bit into a topic that we're going to discuss in the future. So try to really stay focused on the strategy. I hope that you've started making some inquiries with an HR professional as you start thinking about how you're going to do your first paper, the professional paper. Again, there's a video out there that you can watch to get instructions on how you might do that, what the content needs to look like, and what the grading is going to be. And then finally, this week is strategy. Next week, I'm leading a discussion about the generations in the workforce. And the week after that, Team 1 is doing the first topic. So especially if you're in Team 1, you want to go find either in the video library or in, I think, in the week 2 content section of the course, the Dropbox for Team Lead 1. Sometimes I call it Team Lead and sometimes Topic Lead. They're the same thing in my mind. But look at the instructions for the Topic Lead. Look for the Word document file that's got it all typed out for you. Look for the rubric that I'm going to use for grading the Topic Lead or the Team Lead. And then watch the video where I talk through it. So again, to summarize this week, mainly from last week, just finish up reading all of the posts so that you get as much credit as you can on that. Start looking over the material for the strategy discussion and start making some posts on that over the next few days. Think more about how you're going to do your professional paper, and especially if you're in Team 1, start thinking about what you're going to need to do as you lead the discussion in a couple of weeks. That's it for now. Double check again this time next week for a week 3 update. If you have questions, ask Dr. Grimes on the discussion board or send me an email or text message. We'll see you next week, other than anything that you might have on those discussion boards. Bye for now.